Have you noticed a tax reduction on your January or February payslip? Did you even know the UK has cut national insurance taxes from the start of the year for employees? Well, yes, Class 1 employee NI contribution is reduced from 12% to 10% from January 2024. This, according to the Conservative Party, is one of the biggest tax cuts since July 2022.
I'm going to go further and cut the main rate of employee national insurance by 2 percentage points. Said tomorrow I'm introducing urgent legislation to bring it in from January the 6th so people can see the benefit in their payslips at the start of the new year.
I will explain this into details what National Insurance Personal Allowance is and what the effect of the 2% reduction would be on your salaries or wages. In the meantime, what this means is that the average worker in UK now have a little more take-home salary or wages. Most importantly, from April 2024, the National Insurance Tax reduction coupled with the National Living Wage Right will mean that a national living wage worker's salary or wages will increase by 30% in real terms than before. Guys, this is a big deal. If this video is for you, which I know it is definitely, because national insurance, whether class 1, class 2, class 4, affects every worker in the UK. Please stay glued with me. Give this video a thumbs up. My name is Fatma Ali. Please subscribe to my channel. Share it massively to anyone that it might be of benefit to. According to the Finance Minister, this reduction is targeted to reward hard-working people in the UK plus boosting the UK's economy. Self-employed people are not left out. From April 2024, there is going to be a cut in the national insurance contribution for self-employed people, mainly to reward investment. As an employee who is more concerned about how much I earn at work, this comes as a great news. Remember, the impact on each individual salary will vary. It might be the same for those on salaried hours, but for those who work on hourly basis, it will definitely vary because you do not have specific hours that you work in a week or in a month. For me, for example, I've never had the same hours every month. I will not see the same impact on my payslip every month, but definitely I will see a reduction. In essence, I will have more to take home. There is an article published on the UK government website, so you can see that this article was published on the 6th of January 2024 with a heading, £1,000 yearly tax cut for household from today. Okay, so they believe that 27 million people across the UK will benefit from a yearly tax cut worth hundreds of pounds from today, which is the 6th of January 2024, meaning a household with 2 average earners will save nearly £1,000 per year. 27 million people to get tax cut from today, as the main rate of employee national insurance will be cut by 2 percentage points from 12% to 10%. Employees pay national insurance contribution on their earnings above the lower earnings limit, which is the £12,570 for the tax year. If you earn £12,570 for the whole year, no excess, you are not entitled to any tax. It is an allowance for anyone. So your taxes, your national insurance is charged on the excess of £12,570. Initially, it was 12%. Now 10%. Remember, the 10% is charged on the excess earnings of the £12,770. Okay, and it also has an upper earnings limit. If your total earnings for the whole year goes above the upper limit of £50,270, then you will have 2% to be paid on the excess of the £50,270. But within the bracket of £12,570 and £50,270, you are only paid 10%. This is the real terms as at 6th of January 2024. So that is how the whole thing works. And who pays national insurance? Once you are 60 years and above, or you are at a state pension age, then you are entitled to pay national insurance. The second bullet point says that change in GA for government, cutting taxes for hard-working people so they have more money in their pockets. Even though people and the media are arguing that, looking at government spending, inflation, low productivity in general, and all that, they feel like this is not a good time for taxes to be cut. Others are also of the view that if you pay less national insurance tax and personal allowance is frozen, there's no increase on personal allowance, it means that you will be paying more tax. But regardless, you will still have a little more to take home.
We've cut national insurance contributions because that specifically targets those in work, focused on rewarding work.
But you're not rewarding work because you're taking more in tax, in income tax, by freezing the tax thresholds. That's my point.
Online tool launched to help workers estimate their savings. There's actually an online tool that will help you calculate how much more money you'll be taking home per year. Okay, I will introduce this tool to you in the course of this video, so please stay glued with me. It is very important. The main rate of national insurance has been cut by 2p from 12% to 10% today, Saturday, 6th January 2024. This reduces national insurance by more than 15%, saving £450 this year for the average salaried worker on 35,400. It's good, isn't it? Millions of people working different jobs across hundreds of industries would now be better off. An average full-time nurse will save £520, a typical junior doctor £750, and an average teacher £630. This is very good calculation. In the past year, inflation has halved. The economy has recovered more quickly from the pandemic than first thought. A debt is on track to fall. With a renewed focus on the long-term decision to strengthen the economy, the government is changing gear and cutting taxes for hard-working people, giving them the opportunity to build a wealthier, more secure life for themselves and their family. Well, that is good to know. Our families and our financial status is a concern to Rishi Sunak and the team. They keep giving us more reasons why they need to put the welfare of the people at heart. Today, tax cuts will directly reward hardworking people, putting $450 back in the pockets of the average worker and helping them make ends meet. Jeremy Hunt said, with inflation half, we have turned a corner and are cutting taxes, starting with today's record cut to national insurance worth nearly £1,000 for a household. From nurses to bricklayers to cleaners and butchers, 27 million hard-working Brits will have a little more cash in their pockets. We are definitely coming back to this tool. The tool will use salary information to give employees personalized estimates of how much they could save because of the government's changes, and will be hosted on the government cost of living support website on gov.uk. Today's tax cuts, combined with above inflation increases to tax thresholds since 2010, means that the average earner will pay over £1,000 less in personal taxes than they otherwise would have done. At the autumn statement, the Chancellor, Jeremy Hunt, announced the biggest package of tax cuts today to be implemented since the 1980s. In addition to today's action, the Chancellor also announced a national insurance cut for 2 million self-employed people, which will take effect on the 6th April 2024 and is worth £350 for the average self-employed person on a £28,200. He also announced the biggest ever increase to the national living wage, effectively cut corporation tax by more than 55 million as he made full expensing permanent to help businesses invest for less, froze alcohol duty for 6 months, and extended cut to business rate relief for the high streets. So the summary is here. We have the HMRC new online tool, which will be online at 5 o'clock on the 6th of January 2024. It's already online. You can also visit the cost of living support website. There's a national insurance fact sheet to help you understand this much better. but I've explained it earlier. If you do not understand, this is very good. The latest OECD tax on wage data, this is very good to compare countries on this. Today's national insurance contribution cut reduced the 32% combined tax rate for employees, income tax plus national insurance, paying the basic rate of tax to 30%, the lowest since the 1980s. From April 2024, a full-time national living wage workers' take-home pay will be 30% greater in real terms than it was in 2010. The national living wage starting from 6th of April 2024 is 11.44 pence. A senior nurse with 5 years of experience on 42,618 will receive an annual gain of £600. An average full-time nurse on 38,900 pounds will receive an annual gain of over £520. An average police officer on 44,300 will receive an annual gain of over £630. A typical junior doctor on 63,000 will receive an annual gain of over £750. A cleaner working 9 shifts on 21,000 will receive a gain of £170. A typical self-employed plumber on 34,400 will receive an annual gain of £410. An average teacher on 44,300 will receive an annual gain of over £630. A hard-working family with 2 earners on the average earnings of 35,404 will be 900,000 better off. That is great to know. Let's go back to the HMRC new online tool to see the estimation. Okay, so this estimates how the January 2024 national insurance contribution changes will affect you. Yeah, before you start, you can use this tool to get an estimate if you are employed and pay the same amount monthly by your employer through the payee system. You will not get a useful estimate if you have different working arrangements from 6th of January 2023 to 5th January 2024, including if you are not liable to pay the main rate of UK Class 1 national insurance contribution at the standard rate on your earnings. For example, you are over state pension age, you are self-employed, you pay the reduced rate, you work outside of the country. So if you are not on a salaried hours, if your working hours are not the same every month, you are most likely not to get accurate estimate using this tool, which makes sense because your national insurance is charged based on how much you earn in a month. So if you earn varying amounts every month, definitely you will have different effects in each month's pay slip. But then this will give an accurate estimate to somebody who is on a salaried hour, somebody who receives literally the same pay every month. Also, somebody who is not within the Class 1 employee pension group, perhaps you are contributing voluntarily on Class 3 national insurance, or you are self-employed who is contributing on Class 2 and Class 4. This particular one will not give you an accurate estimate. So this is how you get started. You click on this tool. How much is your annual salary? For example, if your annual salary is £21,000, your estimated pay is £169 less. So you can see that from last financial year, you were paying £1,011.60. This year, you are paying £843. There have been £169 reduction. NIS are administered in year by your employer. If you have any questions about your pay slips and how the changes have been applied, you should contact your employer in the first instance. It means that if you do not get information or responses that you truly will get understanding from, then you can go ahead to contact the HMRC for further explanation. And that is it literally, guys. I just thought to remind you that your national insurance has been reduced by 2 percentage points. You have a little more money to take home. A lot of people have issues with their taxes. Some are paying more taxes, some are paying more NI and all that. If you do not see the effect of this on your pay slips starting from January 2024, you should definitely contact your employer in the first instance, and you can go ahead to contact the HMRC for further information. If you find value in this video, please do not forget to subscribe to my channel, give this video a thumbs up, share this video to people it might help, and leave a comment in the comment section. As usual, I'm going to leave this link in the description below where you can have a read. I will also leave the HMRC online tool. Thank you, and I'm going to see you in my next video. Bye.